No, keep telling us about that guy who killed somebody and worked as the safety person. Well,
I just find it super ironic that he was the head of safety at UNLV.
But why would you bring that up at the end of that video?
It felt like I needed to be a leader to the people. What are you doing?
I think my wisdom tooth is growing in.
Ew! Ew! Gross! Can they see
What?
my lipstick?
Why wouldn't they be able to? What are you, blind? Hey guys, open your eyes. Hey, I know you're in a video. Stop watching it with your eyes closed.
I'm just making sure they can see that my lipstick. Look.
They saw the other. You just did this.
But look, I did a gradient. So it's like dark purple, and then there's light purple, and then there's blue. I feel like they can't see. I feel like the lighting's not good enough for them to see that.
Okay, well, I feel like you're in the way, and I want to talk about Salmonella Academy.
You still say his name wrong.
Salmonella.
No, Sam.
Salmonella Academy.
Sam.
History's worst non-water floods, which I don't think is a thing, which is why I'm here to check it out to see if it is a thing.
Oh wow, that says floods.
Yeah, what did you think it said?
Foods.
Ah, non-water foods.
Yeah, I was really confused.
Makes less sense somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess dried fruit, you know, like.
Well, I mean, water is also not a food, so I was really confused. I was like, so non-water foods, you mean all foods? All foods.
Yeah, I guess you're right. History's worth non-water. Yeah, don't know what this is even referring to. So I'm kind of just interested, and I'm bringing y'all along with me, along with Skidden. Also, Skidden, thank you for coming in, spending your weekdays with us. We appreciate it. We like having you here.
You're welcome.
Salmonella Academy is brought to you by Skillshare.
We'll watch his ad at the end. They're funny.
Hey kids, if you've been on Earth for any amount of time, you should know that this place is pretty wet and wild. With water just falling from the sky whenever it feels like it, it's no surprise that floods are among nature's most common means of wrecking humanity's hard work. However, not every flood has been made out of plain old H2O. Today, we're going to talk about some of the few non-water liquid disasters that mankind has endured. January 15th, 1919 was a particularly warm day for Boston, at around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, well above the freezing temperatures of the past week. Men wore their hats a little less snugly, children huddled about the fire a little less closely, and a metal tank containing 2.3 million gallons of molasses decided to collapse. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sam, I've never even held a molasses before. I didn't know there was 2.3 million gallons of it in the world. What was that much molasses doing in one place? Well, young grasshopper, as with most things, the answer is alcohol. As the cylinder came tumbling down, it unleashed a delicious brown tsunami that was 25 feet high at its peak. Also, forget everything you know about idioms, because the waves were recorded to have moved as fast as 35 miles per hour. That means you're slower than molasses. Nerd. Add that to the fact that molasses is way more dense than water, and you've got a recipe for some major destruction. Eyewitness accounts of the event describe houses being swept off their foundation and subsequently demolished. The level of damage was comparable to a tornado sweeping through, its path of devastation stretching a half-mile long. Here's a picture of, something. I can't tell what it was supposed to be. All I know is that molasses clearly does not play. That's not all, though. A truck was picked up and chucked into the harbor, a train car got knocked off its tracks, and a bunch of dogs and horses just straight up drowned. Oh, and some people, too. Around 150 were injured and 21 were killed in the disaster. Talk about the sweet release of death, am I right?
What is wrong with you?
A couple of reasons these numbers were so high were that A, once you're stuck in something that thick and sticky, you're kind of fucked unless 3 guys with a rope happen to show up. And B, the affected area was so large that 3 guys with a rope would have no way to get to you without getting trapped themselves. As a result, rescuers had to wait several days before the molasses either sufficiently drained out of an area or hardened up enough in the sun and the cold so that it could be walked on without sinking in. After the incident, cleanup was carried out primarily by blasting the streets with salt water, which took many weeks and stained the waters of the Boston Harbor brown for months. Naturally, all the rescue workers and cleanup crew ended up getting molasses all over them, which led to them getting the stuff all over payphones, subway cars, door handles, you name it. It's said that for decades afterwards, residents could still catch a whiff of molasses outside during the summer months, and Boston remains one of Forbes' top 10 stickiest places.
Walla Walla, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, Danica Patrick's navel, hey-oh! Sorry, I just wanted to...
Why is that on... What? I'm so
To this day,
upset that
our next
somebody
tale took
thought
place
that.
on the evening of June 18th, 1875 in Dublin. A fire had been raging across several blocks of the city for many hours prior, and like many of us do after a long hard day of wreaking havoc, the fire decided to mosey on over to the malt house for a much-needed drink.
no.
Around 5,000
God.
barrels of whiskey and other social lubricants
God.
subsequently burst from the heat, sending a cascade of what is essentially liquid fuel careening out into the street, carrying the inferno on its back wherever it went.
no.
Now, normally you think people would just run away from the impending danger, but being that this is Ireland, the crowds of people had a better idea. They said, "Hey, fellow upstanding citizens,
don't
why don't
say
we
it.
band together and help with
say
the
it.
cleanup efforts?"
Don't
So they
say
decided to
it.
dispose of the river of beverage
By
running through their
drinking it?
neighborhood by hiding it safely away in their stomachs. Some people drank directly from the street, while the classier among them were seen taking off their nasty sweat-filled boots, filling them up and just gulping away. Keep in mind, while today's version is flavored primarily with cinnamon, this Fireball whiskey contained a special blend of spices including ash, street filth, tiny shards of glass and wood, and whatever else you could imagine. But hey, free drinks are free drinks. In the end, 13 people perished as a result of this incident. Was it from the fire? Nope. Smoke inhalation? Mm-mm. Drowning? Still no.
You're
Unfortunately,
kidding me.
though they did boot, and they did rally, they forgot to do both at once. As a result, all 13 deaths were actually from alcohol poisoning caused by chugging
my
too much
God.
runaway liquor. So
What
let this
is
be a
wrong
lesson,
with
kids.
Irish
Don't drink.
people?
That makes me so upset to hear. In the most objective way possible. That's just very upsetting. You just drink yourself to death. And you don't even burn. You just drink the shit on the ground until you die. God damn it, guys. I'm disappointed.
Ireland do better.
Street booze, you have no idea where it's been. Just go to a dispensary instead. Moving
Right.
along, here's another potation inundation, this time on the other aisle. 1814 London was a
God.
rapidly growing metropolis, and like
Okay.
all metropolises,
This is wild.
it had its fair share of densely populated slums, one of which was St. Giles Rookery. And what better place is there to
Beer
build a
is
brewery
here.
than amongst the impoverished and thirsty? Unfortunately, said brewery apparently got cocky and decided to skimp out on their iron rings that hold up the big beer things budget, leading to one of the vats completely collapsing and knocking over all the others with it. In total, around
no.
323,000 imperial
What?
gallons, or 1.5 million liters of beer were unleashed that day. The flood of ale pushed over the wall of the brewery with the same ease that Jared Kushner pushes old ladies down
why
escalators,
would
gushing
you
out
do
into the
that?
streets and totally demolishing multiple homes situated nearby. Good morning, America. I'm reporter Pat Lauer.
Destroyed.
No relation, don't worry. We're here at the scene of the world's biggest party foul. Ma'am, how does this whole thing make you feel? Ha, don't worry. This isn't the first time alcohol has torn my household apart. In all seriousness, my husband has struck me on multiple occasions. At least 8 people are known to have died as a result of the incident,
Oh no, lady!
either from drowning or from having their house dropped on them. In spite of this, nobody was held responsible for the disaster, with courts concluding that the collapse was an act of God. I wish people were that lenient with act of God clauses today, like,
Oh my
"All right,
God.
here's your coffee, ma'am. Whoops. Jesus Christ, it burns! Yes. That was Jesus Christ who did that. You motherfucker, my legs are fusing together! Hey, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe you were supposed to be a mermaid, who knows? So, I hope the knowledge of these
be a
events will serve to
mermaid.
empower you in your life going forward. If you find one of your friends trapped in molasses, now you'll say, "Don't worry, I'll save you." In a couple days. If your street is ever flooded with hard liquor, you'll say, "Oh boy, time to start chugging." In moderation, of course.
Right,
But why
in
stop
moderation.
there when you can learn a lifetime of practical wisdom with Skillshare.com? Skillshare is an online learning community with over
This is what
22,000
it is.
classes in technology, design, business, and more. Premium
Okay.
membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Sure, history can write some pretty insane stories, but hey, so can you. With these courses, you can
Oh,
make the
wow.
next great American novel, or breathe new life into your erotic Sanjay and Craig fanfiction. You ever doodle in the margins of your notebook during class? I know I do. What better way to spice up your notes than with some classy botanical line drawings? No more Celtic
Botanical.
knots made out of dicks for me, that's for sure. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my viewers, where you can get 2 months of Skillshare for free. To sign up, go to
For free?
skl.sh/sam03. Again, listen,
I know.
go to skl.sh/sam03 to get 2 months of unlimited access to over 22,000 classes for free. Act now for this special offer and start learning today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Okay, say it with me. Sam.
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 Okay, what if we were talking about Lord of the Rings, right?
Right.
Sam.
Sam.
Ganji.
Ganji. Yeah.
Right. So Sam.
Sam. I'm with you.
No,
We're right here.
no.
Right here.
Wait,
Sam.
hold on. We're so close.
Oh, Nilla.
No. No.
No.
Okay.
It's fun. I like this game.
Okay.
It's a good one.
What about?
Thank you, ChavezzSlovakia, for watching Salmonella Academy. Skidding,
No,
welcome to
Sam
the party.
O'Nella.
And have you ever seen the Hungriest Man in History video?
No.
Have you not? Oh my God! And we're gonna have Skidding watch the Hungriest Man in History.
Wait, is that
on her channel?
Is that the dude who fucking ate his way out of being a king?
Crocs, 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 Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. My Crocs are gold. My pops is old. My Crocs got soul. My Crocs are bold. I go to church wearing Crocs. I'm always turned wearing Crocs. My Crocs are great. Your Crocs are lame. With my Crocs, I can cross a lake. Crocs, 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 Crocs.